Oh, yeah, it's been I was trying to become Prince Ludwig of Bavaria. Mm, Bobby used to do Prince Ludwig of Bavaria, but we can't find the glasses, and Ludwig usually has got like a little beard. But Ludwig was gonna talk about the Organians. Okay, I'm gonna drop out of Pindar. The Organians were from Star Trek, the original series, and I was gonna show you a clip, but the internet for Netflix, it won't connect. My internet works perfectly well for my phone and well, it doesn't work for my tablet. I don't know why. It's clearly bizarre. But anyway, I cannot make you a clip of the Organians, but basically what they are is they appear to be human. When Captain Kirk and the Klingon counterpart arrive on a very peaceful planet, it's very primitive, and Kirk gets very frustrated because he knows the Klingons are up to no good, and he meets some old people that are the Organian Council, and they basically said, "Don't worry about us, Kirk. We're fine." And Kirk looks around and says, "Well, you don't have any weapons, and the Klingons are armed to the teeth. You need the protection of the Federation." And the Organians just, they just look at him and kind of give him a bemused stare. And, Kirk just gets very upset. And, well, the show goes on. You can go and find it on Netflix. But, in the end, what happens is that um, the Organians basically show that they are not human at all. They are merely assuming the form of humans for the sake of the Klingons and Kirk and the humans of the Galactic Federation. And at one point, they dissolve their human form completely and they become just kind of like a ball of light. And, they're able to go and disarm the um, Starship Enterprise and the Klingon battlecruiser and all of their hand phasers and everything. They're basically able to go and manipulate matter. And, in the end, what happened was that they created the Organian Peace Treaty, which basically meant that the Klingon Empire and the Federation could not fight intergalactic wars. So, I mean, the reason this came up was I was on someone's Instagram today and they had a bunch of um, pro gun memes on their Instagram. They are obviously from the United States. And, that's what came to my mind is, I believe that there are extraterrestrials or other kinds of beings around here. And, if there was going to be a nuclear war, we would have had it already. But we haven't had it. And you hear the stories that come out in alternative news that there's been a lot of UFOs around where they launch nuclear weapons and just failures of systems and things. There was some missing submarines in the 1960s. They just went missing. And the Scorpion was one. I think there was a French submarine too. Let's see. So, it's quite possible that we have extraterrestrials that are like the Organians, capable of basically manipulating matter and probably people too. So, that's what I put down is if the Organians show up, then what good is it going to be for you to have all of your armed to the teeth weapons, Mr. Pro Gun American? Um, I don't know where else I go with that. I mean, I wonder why we don't have them now. I mean, what are they waiting for? Why did they let apparent shootings happen? Unless it's all a big Truman show, and everything is fake news, including the deaths. Um, no one thinks that the dead people didn't die or something, do they? That seems like a very far-fetched idea because, everyone that's died in my life has disappeared and I don't hear from them, so, I assume they're dead. But, where did they go? What is the afterlife dimension? Where did they go? And, all the stories about, you know, people that reincarnate and the little children that remember their past lives. I mean, they're stories for girls and boys. But, if you're a firm believer that you're a material body and that consciousness comes from your brain, then, you think that when you're dead, then the brain stops and consciousness stops and that's it. I used to think that way. I don't anymore. But that might be another lecture. But I do believe that the engrams, in other words, the personalities of the dead, are still in existence. And I don't know, how to access those areas, those dimensions, those realms. I don't know how to do that, but I believe they exist. And so if you are worried about your people that have apparently disappeared, died or whatever, well, it's still, on a human level, it's a very difficult thing to lose people. It's very difficult, when you see them sick and, you assume that their body is giving up the ghost. But the ghost does go on. In my opinion, it's true. Its English word is opinion, but is a truth for me. It's a truth for me. I truly believe it. It's a truth. It's not like a belief, even, because belief implies, well, I chose to believe. It's beyond the shadow of a doubt for me. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. And if I was going to give you an unless, it would be, I don't know. I'm not, I was going to go down some matrix rabbit hole where it's a big computer simulation. But if that's the case, then the computer's got all the personality engrams of everything that ever existed in the matrix. So, they're all there. Even if they delete them, then, by quantum spooky connections, the, other things have got records of them. And, so I don't get anywhere going down in some matrix simulation, computer simulation that, that these things are deleted and they're never going to be around again. So, I guess time will tell, but that is my truth. And I was trying to be King Ludwig of Bavaria. It doesn't seem to want to come through right now. And my friend Sippy Cup just wants to say, make sure you drink lots of water. Sippy Cup, Sippy Cup. Thanks for watching.